everybody, and welcome to this tutorial for John Mayer's Stop This Train, one of my favorite songs of all time. Gorgeous guitar part. We're gonna translate that to the piano, obviously, and just a beautiful composition. Let me just play a short bit. I also have a playthrough, so if you want to have all the parts next to each other, then there is an alternative video, but in this video I'll just go over each part separately, bit by bit, starting off with the intro that is also the verse. I'm gonna simulate that like this. Yeah, and then we're gonna go to the G. So we are starting on a D, sort of a D chord, as we're using all these notes and even this major 7. So it's a 6-9, major 7-9, well, whatever. And then we're gonna go to a G, and then he goes. And back to that D, and that's just an alternation between these two chords. Okay, let's first strip that down. Because he plucks and he does all kinds of crazy things on that guitar, even stuff that we simply cannot do on the piano, because we can't like tap on the snares. You know, we can tap like this, but it has totally not the effect that he does with that tap on his guitar. We're gonna try and simulate it with kind of drumming on the notes. So the left hand is gonna do a walking pace from. If you can keep that up the entire song, but just change notes underneath your fingers, like going to next chord, but on the G, for instance, or, you know, then you have the train that is running. And that is a cool thing to simulate, I think. That's also what he tries to simulate, obviously, with the guitar plugs. So you can start off with, right? That's the actual intro. Easiest version, so B, B, A, E, E. That is the melody of the riff that is on top all the time, so you really want to keep doing that, right? Then we're gonna complicate it a bit because there's a lot going on there, but this is the easiest version. Well, the most easy version would obviously just be to do something like this. Right? Next step, we just did that. So now, then the second round, because we can do this. So if we place these two together, the A and the B, then you got, you see what happens when I do that with my right hand? There is a bouncy thing going on over there at the A, right? So I suppose, just get into that rhythm, get into the feel of that, because once you got that down, it's then every other chord, you have to do a sort of a similar thing, only you gotta change notes and sometimes fingers, right? There is an extra thing over there, so then you're gonna go with your thumb to the major 7, because the major 7 is distinctly in the chord, and since we need the right hand over here to, you can also do that like that, by the way, right? So right hand, C sharp, E and D. So this will be kind of a D6, 13, I think, major 7, 9. There is no actual third in there. Makes this chord real sussy all the time, by the way. There is almost never an actual third in the chord. The third, like, that's a beautiful composition thing, by the way. Sorry, apart from learning how to play it, I also want to take a look at the composition, what happens here, so that you'll really understand why this music is nice, why it works. Because normally when you have a sus chord, right, that's a resolvent sound, but he does that by using that as a major 7 on the G, so that the G feels extra resolvent, right? So that's the entire part, right? I can't really make it any more clear than just doing this slowly. And it's really a matter of doing it often and getting into the feel of how this works. It's kind of like drumming on the keys, as mentioned. So the G. It's not bad if you just plays that. If this is difficult, there's 9 for you, because now we're playing, right? G major 9, regular G major 7, 9 over there. Going from that 13 or the 6th. You can fill it up like this, right? I mean, immediately a full chord, or note that this is my approach, right? So there actually is no right or wrong. I also alternate between these parts just to give it a little livelihood. I'm showing you all the alternatives that I tend to use. But if you use the 9 over there, then you get this cool, right? Again. If this is hard for you, then it's not necessary. You could also just play the B. Yeah, so that's again that same melody. So. Then we're gonna go. Extra accents can be given like this. So the left hand, as mentioned, right? That's that part, but you can do. If you want. So that's the 5th. Just an extra accent makes it even more complicated. Just take a note at when I do that and when I don't do that. Right. So you go back and forth like that. I'm not colorblind. But with the part, obviously. No, the world is black and white. I keep an open mind, but just can't sleep on this tonight. Stop this train. I wanna get off and go home again. Can't take the speed it's moving in. I know I can't. So now you've seen the chords. I will do them slowly. And then we're going to add that same pattern, actually, only different notes as mentioned. And so the first chord, stop this train, is a very, very uncommon and juicy minor major 7 chord, G minor with a major 7. So try and follow along the melody line as he does on his guitar as well. Whatever you do over here is really not that relevant. Fill it up as much as you want. You could also do this. Right? Whenever you fill up with the rest of the chord is always valid. You can just like... right? Punch it all the time. Notes that are in the chord are always good to harmonize. So this is D over F sharp, and the melody over here, over at the 9. Then we're gonna go to an E9, so that's your regular E, 7, 9. So that's the melody. Moving in, I know I can, but honestly. So this is a sus, so it's a G major 7 chord over A. I play a 1 and a 5, so I have the option to do that, which we will add in a second. Right, so it's again the melody. And then you'll harmonize it with these chords. Terrain, so A7 now, right? A7, move that over here. We'll never stop. So this is A minor 7 now. This train, yeah, right. So then A sus again, but without the major 7. To go resolve to the D. So that's a 5-1 there, right? But not that resolvent because we have again that intro. Right? So So, as you see, it is not that strict. The idea is to keep it moving by doing. Basically, that is what I'm doing, but I'm trying to add the 5th over there all the time, so I have the option to add an extra rhythmical pattern, as I sometimes add an extra rhythmical accent with my right hand. I could also play it really strict and bluntly in that sense. Right? That's the most, rigid version, the most blunt version. But we want to add some liveliness, so there is the 5th to add optional accents and all the notes that are underneath your fingers. Anyway, this again is really a matter of getting into that. And improvise away. As you see, when you're approaching it like that, it is really a matter of knowing your chords and knowing your patterns. And if you practice a lot with these things, then you can kind of have this approach and then improvise your way through this part. And in that sense, I can't really teach you a more strict version apart from the thing that I just, exemplified as being the most rigid thing. Okay, we're going to go to... Had a talk with my old man, said help me understand. He's a tired 68 to renegotiate. So yeah, I guess that's it for now. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, then please hit the thumbs up, like it, share it, leave a comment, get over to my website if you want to learn how to play piano through chords and patterns like this exactly, through an approach. Understand how these chords, how these patterns work. I've got a whole method written about this called Hack the Piano. We've got a whole member area and a brand new website at the moment of filming this tutorial, at least. Brand new website coming up called Piano Lingo, which is built entirely around this method, teaching you exactly from A to Z how all this stuff works. If you're interested in learning that, either visit pianocouture.com or pianolingo.com, and I hope to see you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.